We're getting live onto Facebook here.
Okay. Alrighty, should we get started?
Yes, I think we're good to go. And I'll just do some really quick housekeeping, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm sure we'll have more people trickle in. But we're really excited to have Alicia Cardell here, awesome artist, and also has been working a lot on creative expression and working through mental health concerns, especially as we've been going through a lot of trauma in this time. And she has lots of awesome zines, which also really express kind of these different emotions and that you can really relate to. I do have to thank our Library Foundation for making programs like this possible. I'll be in the chat moderating things and letting people in. At some point I might make it so you can't turn on video, but for now if you do want to turn on video, that's cool. And other than that, just try to stay muted so that there's not too much other noise. All right, I'm going to turn it over to you, Alicia.
Great. Thank you so much, Elaine. Thank you for having me. And thank you so much for coming today, everybody. So just for starters, I'm Alicia. I'm an artist based here in the Bay Area, just making a bunch of small illustrated goods based from my own kind of self-love, self-healing journey the past couple years. And for our workshop today, I'm here to guide you through a process of reflection and introspection. I'm excited to share with you guys the knowledge I've been accumulating just for the past couple years. No way this is like I didn't train like professionally as a therapist or psychologist. This is kind of just information and knowledge and wisdom and energy I've been accumulating over the past few years. So I first wanted to I think the best way for you guys to just get to know a little bit about me is just my zines, and I just wanted to share a little piece of me with you guys just to start off. So it's a little zine I made, one of the first, I think it was like 2019, where like this meme came out. I'm not gonna go into it, but you know. So so it started off as I'll just read it for you. So, begone thought. I find that when I resist the negative chatter in my own head, it grows and overwhelms me. But when I stop identifying with it and mistaking it for who I am, it gives me space to be with it and allow it to naturally diminish, to honor who I am and where I am right now. So for me, making zines is just the most accessible way, I think, for a lot of artists to just vomit their ideas onto a page. It's just so easy. And I just wanted to just introduce to you guys how to make a zine if you're not familiar, and kind of like how this works. So let's see, let me bring this back a bit. So I have this little template over here, right? So imagine this is the front cover, this is my back cover, and then we have the first page, second page, third page. And this is just a standard like 8x11 paper. You can just print this out of your printer, like anywhere. So, and as well, if you don't want to like mass produce, you can just take a piece of paper and just fold it, in this way. And then you can just like write on it as well. So that's something that if we had more time, I'd love for us to really explore, draw visually. But the way I structured our workshop today is kind of how I process and actually create my own zines. I really start off by writing a lot and just trying to process all the like overthinking and rumination I have in my head, and I'm just trying to like get it out on a page and get it out. And then from there I kind of hone in on, okay, what am I really trying to talk about? What's the essence of what is really going on and what's the story I want to tell. So today is kind of just that kind of bridge that I want to explore with you all, from all this stuff here onto a page, and later on, if you have more time, right, you can definitely take your own time and create your own zine. So without further ado, okay. So yeah, I think so Elaine, you went over some housekeeping with us today, and I also wanted to add just a little bit more as well before we really get started. So today, if anything, so while we're writing, I'm going to be prompting us with a couple prompts each. For each prompt, it's going to be 10 minutes. Feel free, if you haven't already, grab a paper, grab a pencil, grab a journal. Please dedicate one full page to each prompt in case, and that doesn't mean you have to fill it all up right now. It's like just something like if you want to come back to, you have room to add more to it, okay? And lastly, if some, as I'm introducing these prompts to you, if something else comes up to you while you're writing, just flow with it and just write and go with it. By no means you have to be restricted to what I'm prompting you and what I'm introducing to you today, okay? Now, if at any point this workshop gets too difficult for you, please feel free to step away and take a break, okay? And please take your time. This has been a really difficult and traumatic time in our lives. For some folks, it's taken a lot more and taken so much from us. So I'm here every step of the way. All right, so thank you so much again for coming to our workshop today. If you have any questions about any of the prompts, I got my co-host here, Elaine. She will be helping us out. If you have any questions, just please pop it in the chat or message us. Now, before we really dive into the first prompt, let's just get started by taking a few deep breaths and ground ourselves. So I will be counting. So we're going to inhale with a count of 4 and exhale with a count of 4. I'll count them out with you. So now please exhale and empty your breath. So just release all the air from your stomach and your lungs. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Notice if there's any tension in your body. Where is it located in your body? Notice how your breath is traveling through your body. How you are being breathed at this moment. Thank you. Thank you for taking a moment to just pause with us while we dive in. And without further ado, we're going to get started. So feel free to, when I'm introducing the prompts, feel free to write down the question and the prompt if you want for reference later on. I'll also be posting everything that I shared today on my social media in case you want to go back and look at what we went over. So, okay. So, for our first prompt, what were your priorities before COVID-19? Goals, intentions, routines. Where was your attention? Where did you hold, or what did you hold on to? Plans, attachments, personal narratives. Where were you? Quite literally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Please take your time for the next 9-10 minutes, okay, to respond. Minute warning. This time, you wrap up your last few thoughts, last few sentences. By no means does this have to be the end of your response or the thought that you are on. Perhaps something that you can just visit later if need be. Alright, so I'm going to move on to our next prompt. Okay. Now, what can you let go? What no longer serves you? What may have been inhibiting your growth and healing? This could be mindsets, situations you are in, environments that you are in, or habits. Now, just as a reminder, please start a brand new, fresh page for this prompt. Allow yourself room to respond. I forgot to mention earlier, but for our workshop today, it is intended as a creative writing workshop, but if there's anyone here who would like to use visuals to really help express yourself, if you want to draw something, maybe if that's easier for you, or kind of just laying out visually or laying out what is in your head in a different way that's in a different form than writing, it's totally okay as well. I know this is our first week of fall. I think fall was just a few days ago, and this is really the season of change. I know for a lot of folks culturally, this is lunar moon times, big full moon energy. So right now, this is a really crucial time to let go, to burn away, to change, maybe shed what we have been holding on to the busyness of this past year, of this summer. For some folks, if you're stumped with any part of our prompts, or if this one in particular, something that may help as I'm filling it out as well. Something that I'm finding a theme in my response is that there's a lot of limiting beliefs that I keep seeing in my response. Limiting beliefs of myself, of the world, conditional situations, conditional love that I want to let go. right, we'll be transitioning to our next prompt. By no means is this the end of a thought or process that you're going through. Feel free to revisit it later if you need to, or if you would like to. Now, this one might be a little bit harder for some. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning of our workshop, if at any point you need to take a break or just step away, feel free to. So for our prompt here, how has COVID-19 impacted you? In what aspect of your life did you lose control? How has this period in your life challenged you? Have you had any realizations? COVID-19 is a pretty broad period of time in our lives now. What I really want you to try to step back and look at is where you were perhaps before all of this happened. I think for us here in America, things really started to shut down in, I believe, March of 2020. A lot of folks lost their jobs, a lot of security, loss of safety, and just general uncertainty. It just felt like, I remember it feeling like it was just never going to end. I think it's funny to think how we thought that shelter in place was just going to be a month, and here we are. All right, so just one more minute. Please wrap up any thoughts, sentence that you're working on, perhaps. Okay, so we're going to transition to our next prompt. Well, this one is my personal favorite that I'm really grateful to share with you all. So please start a brand new page for this prompt. Okay, give yourself plenty of room to respond. Now, what were some unexpected things that affected you in a positive way this past year and a half? If it weren't for shelter in place, would these events, encounters, experiences have ever happened? What's being talked about in social media, online is really heavy, really dark. Just the facts of the atrocities and casualties that have happened due to COVID-19 and factors of that, which have trickled down to other areas of our life, other areas of our society, politically, economically. And for me, actually, my mom came up to me and she was like, well, actually, it's a nice thing that COVID happened this time, or shelter in place happened, because I would have never found these little mom and pop shops that I can go to now, because I always used to go to the grocery store. The grocery store is dangerous now, so I'm not going to go there. I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. So in a way, my mom helped me kind of shift my perspective on how I was navigating my daily life a little bit more differently, because I think everyone has to be more cautious and much more intentional and aware of every little thing that we do, which is frankly just really tiring. It gets really, really tiring. Not only being cautious for yourself, but being cautious for other folks too, especially in the beginning when nobody was vaccinated. There was no hope of a vaccination. So it was a really, really uncertain time. And, now that time is passing and hopefully time and space is healing us individually from this trauma and from what we've been experiencing, Hopefully it sheds light on maybe things that were unexpected, things that we could not expect at all. I think I have a lot of friends who actually met other potential partners as well, which I find is interesting because that's like especially hard, I think, in COVID. So, I only mentioned that too because I was lucky enough to meet my partner as well during COVID. So, yeah, it's been wild. It's been a weird time. I'll just give us about 5 more minutes to respond. If you're stumped on anything, if you're stumped on this prompt at all, kind of, if you were to just sit back, lean back, and just reflect, kind of play back in your memory how the events of this past year and a half. Is there anything that stuck out to you? Actually, maybe the more important question is there anything that maybe you hadn't noticed? Any subtle moments, encounters, or places that you stumbled upon that maybe you would have never gone to? Honestly, I've started to explore a lot of places people don't go to now because of COVID-19. So, there's the general hikes and walks and places you can go to. But now I've been keeping my eye out for that hole in the fence. Okay, where is a place people don't normally go that I could go to? It's just kind of how my mind has shifted a little bit. So 1 minute, 1 more minute for our prompt. All right, so for our next brand new page, okay, for our next prompt, it's in this unprecedented time of solitude and uncertainty, where did you rediscover safety and reassurance? Now, this is a space where maybe you had already responded in other prompts, but this is where you can really go into detail about what practices, rituals, or habits that you've developed to soothe yourself the past year and a half. Was there anything that you were unable to do before COVID, but found time and space for during this time? As an introvert, this shelter in place has been fantastic. It's been such a breath of fresh air to have a solid reason to not hang out with people. And everyone being super, super supportive about it. So I guess in ways, I know this period in our lives has been a huge wake-up call for many of us. It's been a period of time for us to really reflect on what were we even, I think I'm like, what was I even doing before COVID? Like, why was I so busy? What was like, I feel like I was just like on this little choo-choo train on to infinity and like had no idea where I was going, but was just so busy and packed with random stuff all the time. And shelter in place, just because everything shut down, not only did it force me to focus on what the essentials were, right, of, you know, basic human function and who was really uplifting and holding the structure of our community and our society together. It really forced me to shed what I really didn't need anymore, what was really unnecessary, frankly. Which, to be honest, I'm really grateful that I had this period and this time and space to slow down and actually reflect on what I want to prioritize now. Because I'm responding with you guys as well as I'm reading the prompt. What comes up for me is, where did I really rediscover comfort? Kind of not the pseudo comfort, not the kind of desires that I think I had before COVID-19. Not even just because it's before COVID-19, just in my life. and at this time in my life, was just kind of really seeking a lot of external factors to fulfill myself, whether it was work, whether it was friends, whether it was just aimlessly wandering. And because it really forced me to really, for better or worse, sit alone with my thoughts. It's been a nightmare at times, but it's really forced me to confront a lot of, as cliche as it is, demons. Confront things that I didn't really even realize that I was escaping in my life. This can be, I think for everybody, it comes in a different form. Everyone has their own context and has their own story, where you came from, what you've had to go through, what you've had to endure. prompt here. Please wrap up any thoughts, any lingering memories or sentences that you may have. Second to last. This is our second to last prompt. Oops. Okay. Sorry. Actually, I think I have the wrong. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, and ooh. So let's see. Okay. So it is this last one. Sorry, guys. I got super confused. Okay. So this is actually okay. Our last prompt. Apologies. So, okay, sorry. I do have one more prompt. So this is our second to last one. So just give me a few seconds. I think I just attached the wrong file. Y'all are gonna watch me enlarge this boy. Okay. So before we really close up our session today, these last two is kind of just focusing more on the future. The beginning of our workshop, we were really focusing on the beginning, where we were, and kind of grounding ourselves with where we have been so far and where we are now. Now, we're going to transition to shifting our focus on where we want to go now, while maintaining a very intentional, as much as we can, mindful state of being. So we start a brand new page. So sorry for the mishap. And for our second to last prompt, instead of jumping back into the fast-paced normal hustle, what aspects of your life would you like to prioritize, to nurture? This can be your education, your social life, maybe not wanting a social life, maintaining what you've had, at least that's for me. Your career, your family, extension of family, relationships. This can be platonic, be romantic, be friends that you have, professional relationships that you may have, intimate relationships in your life. And lastly, how would you like to nurture your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health? Now, this is a lot I just threw at you guys. So if you would like, please feel free to segment your page. Okay, so if you would like to kind of write, social life, and then draw a little box around it, and then just leave one little quadrant to fill in for that area, and then you can kind of divide up your page however you want, based on what's important to you, what's essential to you right now, and how things that you want to intentionally grow So I really believe what's meant to end ends at the right time. What begins for you begins at the right time. And I think I'm just really grateful that I could have this space with you guys and we could share this time to process, what everything we've been going through, but also kind of just be there for one another, whether it's quite literally or just through another, through media, to kind of step into this next transition, next period in our lives. And hopefully, I think, I really believe this has been a huge wake-up call for a lot of folks, to really prioritize and shift their attention to what really was missing. I think it's the cliche of you really don't know what you were missing until it's gone. And I think a lot of people were forced to confront that this past year and a half. And I think for me, just personally, I'm coming up at my quarter life crisis. I'm going to be turning 25 next week. So I'm like, oof, I'm getting there. I am quarter. So, yeah. I don't know. I think as a kid, I always thought 25 is oh, I'm a big boy now. I'm an adult. I feel when I turn 25, I'm oh, I can't just use that excuse. I'm just a kid. So I think this workshop has come at a time for me in my life where I'm really reevaluating what I want to bring into this next phase in my life, to this next chapter in my life, which I think I've been holding on to a lot of things, a lot of control in a lot of different aspects of my life where I think the reality was I didn't have a lot of control in. So really letting go has been something that's been coming up for me. Relinquishing control is something that I think just, how do I describe? Kind of just when I sit and I'm quiet and that voice that just arises for me. So if anyone is stumped with this prompt, again, if you're not sure what to explore, what to write about, maybe just sitting back and taking a deep breath, quieting your mind and just listening. Listening to the innate wisdom that you have. Listening to what is your intuition speaking to you about. I think we all know what we need. We more so express what we want. And I think with so much of the distractions in our world, whether that's, I think most commonly social media, with technology, how fast-paced everything is, it's really easy to just get swept up, and it just gets really loud sometimes, at least for me in my own head. So I've really been learning just practicing how to listen, and it's been a gift, honestly. Something that I really just didn't want to do, all my teen years and early 20s. I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to listen to anybody. Didn't want to listen to anything. Just wanted to do my own thing. I think that is just the phase of becoming and transitioning. All right, so it is 2:10, so that is the end of our prompt here. Now, this is our last prompt that I have for you guys. Now, this one, I'm going to open it up if you need more time, okay, to build on this one. I wish I could share with you guys. Actually, I will in a bit, but Let me just read you the prompt. So what grounds you into the present moment? Now this is, I think, the most powerful, the most important prompt I wanted to share with you all today. So this can be visually. What do you see? How are you utilizing your sense of smell? What do you touch? What do you feel? And what is a texture, perhaps, that grounds you into the present moment? What do you enjoy tasting? For me, my self-care is miso short rib. It's getting food that I love. It's getting ramen. So that's, in a way, for me, I didn't really realize, especially when I was younger, that was a way for me to access the present moment. Because when I'm eating, I'm like super smooth brain, no thinky. Like I'm just enjoying the food. It's fantastic, and I don't have to think about all my problems. So I think, the last one I think is really, really powerful too, is listening. I think for me and a lot of folks, music is therapy. Music has been such a powerful force of nature. Us as humans is something that can really tune us into a mood, can switch us out of a certain state of mind, allow us to access a state of mind that we wish to be in. And lastly, what can you do when you feel toxicity or stress building? How do you relinquish them? Now, this is going to look different on everyone else's pages. This is something that is really, really personal, private, intimate, perhaps for you. Only you know how to take care of yourself the best way that you can. You can share, you can teach others, how you want to be treated, how you would like to be cared for. But at the end of the day, when you're lying in bed or wherever you are, you're with yourself and you're holding yourself the best way that you can. And nurturing that relationship has been a really important lesson, I think, for all of us to learn, and for me personally. Now, this can come in different ways for when you release stress, releasing toxicity. I think it's important to understand when you're responding to our prompt today, where this toxicity and stress is originating, and to hopefully identify where that's coming from. Maybe that can help you figure out a path away from that to find an outlet that works for you. I think for me, I talk and I talk and I talk and I talk. That's how I get all these ruminating thoughts, all this anxiety in my head out. For some folks, I've had to learn for some folks, it works to not talk about it at all, to do something else entirely. And I've been learning the gift of that as well. Something that I'm not comfortable with, perhaps, because I kind of just want to solve the problem already. But I think there is so much power in redirecting your energy towards something constructive, whether it's helping someone else who's maybe down on their luck. Maybe it's cleaning up, or maybe it's doing something, going out, going on a walk. I think the first thing that comes up for me for this, the latter of this prompt, is nature, and how that's influenced my mental state, and how I think it's interesting as humans, we're in these concrete jungles now where it's just not natural for us to be in this environment. Truly, I really believe that we're so disconnected from the earth that we stand on, the soil and the land that we are so disconnected from. And whenever I really try to connect with nature, whether it's on a walk, whether it's just going outside and just walking through a bush and be like, yeah, leaves. It just, for some reason, I really can't explain it. It's just this reassurance I feel. I just feel like, oh God, like I do feel it's hard to put into words. It's not the best way I can describe it. It's bigger than just me. I am part of something bigger. It doesn't have to be just me and my little problems, me and my little woes all the time in my room. Accessing something that's so much more powerful, so much bigger than me, and also something that is so uncontrollable as well. Our natural world. You don't see a lot of just perfect, planned things in our natural environment. And that's a wisdom that I've been drawing from as well. So for our last prompt, feel free to take the next 5-6 minutes. And like I mentioned before, for all of our prompts today, I really wanted us to have just a full page dedicated, not one full page, front and back, or a couple pages for each one, because I'd love if you guys wanted to just revisit the prompt, perhaps at a different time, perhaps in a few weeks, when maybe, I don't know, for me at least, I lie awake at night, I'm like, oh, I should have said that, or oh, I thought of that, I didn't say it, or I didn't think of it. So perhaps this can come up for you, something will come up for you later on in the coming weeks or months. But more importantly, I think it'd be really, really interesting to revisit in a year, maybe at when there's more significant time that has passed, to really see, oh, where was I? Oh, thanks, Alma. The dogs help. My dogs are my lifeline. I think that's I totally forgot to mention animals, pets. Oh my God. I think that's like number one for me, like insta serotonin, insta dopamine. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Amber is like, I have a German Sheppy. She's just sleeping right behind me right now. It's just so reassuring to have them around. One of my favorite things is when they're getting comfortable and I hear, and they take like a deep breath. I'm like, oh, they're comfy. I just feel so at peace. And just looking into their eyes, they're like ultimate smooth brain, no thinky. Like they're just right here. Like they're not thinking of, the cliche of like, they're not judging you. They're not thinking about some past story or past experience, for better or worse. They're here in this present moment, and I'm really, really, really lucky. I can't iterate enough how it's just circumstance that I have these dogs. It wasn't something that was planned. So my dogs have been an absolute lifeline. They've saved my life so many times, and just on the day-to-day, just being able to, I think they are what grounds me to the present moment. And I think anytime I'm not in the present moment is when I'm insane. I think for most people, when we have these dramatic narratives in our own head and are trying to fulfill this story by adding players into our play, guessing what other people are thinking and so forth. So it's really important, at least just for me, to just practice disconnecting, detaching from that narrative. And everything I'm sharing with you all today is by no means something I've mastered at all. This is just, I can't iterate enough how like I am 100% a mess. Everybody is 100%, a mess at times. Doesn't have to be 100%. Doesn't have to be 50% everyone. It's just, it varies at different times in the day, different times of your life. It doesn't mean like, oh, I have all my stuff together now. That doesn't mean like it could all fall apart too. It fluctuates. And I think I really believe in cyclical growth and cyclical progress, that you can take 5 steps back, maybe you take 1 step forward tomorrow. and then maybe the day after that you take 15 steps back. So it's just, we're moving forward, right? But it doesn't negate the struggles that we are trying to endure, maybe the things that we're not even aware of as well. So,
Alicia, do you want to stop sharing screen? We can actually see you.
Oh, sure.
And then if anybody else wants to be on screen or share anything, that's awesome. You don't have to. And then also I did put a survey link in the chat. If y'all could fill that out, let us know how we're doing. If you want more things like this, etc.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, before we go into like if anybody wants to share or anything, I just want to kind of close up our prompts and our workshop. I hope that this could help you towards a better place and just help you practice checking in with yourself. I think I probably just do that all too much, so I'm kind of like a little over analytical of my life and every little thing I do. So there is a balance, you know. But you know, for some people, maybe you aren't checking in with yourself enough and actually checking in with how you are actually feeling, how you're doing. And I hope whenever it gets hard, you can look back at what you wrote and just really see how far you've come and what intentions you're setting for yourself as well. Something that you don't have to hold yourself to or pressure yourself to. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Still can't see you, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my camera real quickie. Okay.
Thanks, Malia.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Malia. And I love that Angela's here because I never would have met Angela without the pandemic, I think. We never have met via like online networks of things.
Wow.
And, Angela's also an amazing artist. And and it's nice to be about my art. And those are things that never would have happened without all of this, which you know is always interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like floating in like clouds right now.
Yeah.
This is where I want to be all day, every day. All right. So yeah, I hope this was all right for everybody. It's okay if it was too much at times. So, okay.
We're good. We can probably close out in a little bit here.
Yeah, I do want to open up if anybody did want to. Yeah, if anybody wants to share at all, feel free to add in the chat. But if you have to go, totally understandable. I know everybody's starting to be busy now again. So just don't forget to really just check in with yourself and allow yourself to slow down and just check in with your senses. I think our senses is the fastest and easiest way for us to access the present moment. So thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so glad.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, Angela. Hi, Oma. Thank you for joining us also. All right. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
Yes. Have a good day.
All right. And please fill out the survey.
Plug.
I know. I got a plug.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully we can have more too.
Yeah. This is my first workshop of any kind for me, so it's been a learning curve for me to try to like put everything that I'm trying to like portray and share into like one format. Has been a challenge for sure. So
no, it was great. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. So yeah, I think that's it for today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Elaine. It's so nice to have this space.
It was good because I was also having a stressy day, so this was like a much needed like chill for a moment.
I'm glad. I totally didn't realize. Was my like camera for my other thing on?
What up? No, I don't think so.
Oh no. Okay, because like I think. Oh, okay, never mind. No, I thought like because I'm using a device for my audio, so
Gotcha.
I thought that camera was on, and I was like, oh, people are gonna see me just petting my dog.
No, it was good.
Okay.
If we saw the dog, we would have said too, so I'm sure.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You do. And then the zine layout you showed, is that something that's also just like easily Googleable?
Yeah, that was just like the second image on Google Images. So all I just did was zine template. Yeah, that's it. It's just a standard 8x11. So I think if we wanted to do like an in-depth like zine workshop, that's something that I didn't really think about or realize would be really fun too.
Yeah, that could be really fun. But I can also just like share that on Facebook or something too.
I think that's something people can totally do on their own.
Cool. Sounds good. Alrighty.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.